Finally, 3 proves to be the charm tonight. Good evening. This is Eyewitness News Nightcast. I'm Kathleen Layton.
And I'm Keith Radford. We begin our 11-minute look at tonight's top news, weather, and sports with a dramatic rescue in space. Happening tonight in an unrehearsed last-ditch attempt to try and save a $500 million communications satellite, 3 of the Space Shuttle Endeavor's astronauts reached out tonight and grabbed the elusive Intelsat 6 satellite, which they've been chasing for 3 days. The first step, grabbing the satellite with gloved hands and hanging on for more than an hour while they maneuvered a 15-foot-long handle underneath the craft. Their eventual aim is to send the satellite back into a higher orbit. Now, just how difficult is it to snag something that is moving along at nearly 18,000 miles an hour?
And why did it take 3 tries to do it? Nightcast reporter Paul Holly has been looking into these questions tonight. Paul?
Well, Keith, Kathleen, the Shuttle Endeavor astronauts literally had their hands full this evening. Now, this NASA animation shows just how the 3 Shuttle astronauts positioned themselves in the cargo area to form a human tripod of sorts to retrieve the satellite. Now, meanwhile, the shuttle was maneuvered to within just a few feet of the satellite, but if the shuttle pulled too close, it ran the risk of crashing into the satellite. Now, as University of Buffalo professor Wayne Anderson tells us, that was just one of the major problems that spacewalkers faced this evening.
And because of the spinning, it is very hard to grab onto. And then the third problem is that the astronauts must be very careful. If their spacesuit is punctured, then all their oxygen would be gone, and they could instantly perish.
Well, happily, things worked out well, and finally, after 2 failed attempts this week and several hours of work, now this evening the astronauts did manage to grab the satellite, and then that's still in a triangular form. As you can see here, they let it into the cargo area of the shuttle. Now, this is the first time ever that 3 astronauts have been out on a spacewalk at the same time. Next, the astronauts will attach a booster rocket to the satellite that will send it to its proper orbit some 22,000 miles deeper into outer space. Now, if there are any further developments tonight within the newscast, of course, we'll bring them to you, and of course, stay tuned for us to watch Nightline right after Nightcast. They'll have a full report after this show. Keith, Kathleen?
Fascinating to watch that video as it came down tonight. Okay, thanks, Paul.